guys, so good evening, welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity. Ayan, so it's 9:01 in the evening right now, and today is Monday, January 8, 2024. Okay, so we finally flipped the year ahead, and I hope we will have like an amazing year ahead. Because like a lot of people are saying this is like one of the most abundant year, diba? So we must do everything in our power and in our knowledge to maximize all its luckiness and potentials and possibilities, 'di ba? So yan guys, I'm really back on my element kasi I feel so healthy na naman again kasi I was sick like when the year starts to turn. Parang ganun, guys. I was a bit sick during those days. That's why I'm not here often. And of course, you have to listen to your body. I've told you before, when you're sick, you really have to like have the rest that you need. Not only for your body, but for your mental health as well. Okay, so I'm just so happy that you're still here with me with my 1 million viewers. And soon to be. Okay, so super happy ako that you're still part of my, journey, everyday routine. Syempre, andito naman ako, most of the time, I love to be here with you, and we're just doing our best to accumulate more knowledge every day. Not not only accumulation kailangan din ng execution in order to live this life kasi as you know, YOLO, right? So, ayan. Sana maayos yung 2024 nyo, yung new year kasi for me, what did I do? I do the usual rituals, yung 12 grapes, like, I'm not sure if you know that, kasi all of those shit is for, like, prosperity and abundance, and all other things as well. Check nyo na lang, guys. Basta yun. So, because it's also fun to do those things, when you believe in those things. If not, okay lang naman, as if I care of your preferences, because I don't of course I respect whatever preferences you want to believe in, 'di ba? But it's so fun kasi like that, kasi nakikita ko kasi most of the time, 'di ba, nasa TikTok ako, so nakakatawa lang yung mga doon contents. So ayan, mag-start na ba tayo? Nagdaldal ko kasi I feel so energetic kasi I don't know, I feel so good lately. So, kasi wala na akong guys. Wala na akong ubo. May konti pang sipon, but overall I'm good. Okay, so yan. We are on to page 234 and 235 of the book flow. Sana hindi ako nagkakamali, guys. Sana tama tong pages. Last time, I have low energy and all of that, pero it was done. Ngayon, I feel so good na. So, ayan. I think I can, although marami pa akong unfinished business that I wasn't able to, accomplish from last year. So, may mga, isipin mo na lang yung residue of those shitty things. Like, may mga ganun pa guys, hindi ko pa siya natatapos. So, after that, I can finally breathe. So, ngayon, I'm just letting things be so far sa aking career. Hindi pa naman ako next step kasi I'm kind of like waiting for the decisions of the panel of judges. Basta ganyan, I'm waiting for something else and for the right timing. Again, life, it's all about timing kasi you can't rush things, and dapat magkaroon din kayo ng belief system that if you think it's yours, 'di ba? Eventually naman kasi whatever is yours. So, yan, again, whatever is for your keeping. Tama ba yung term? I'm not really sure. Whatever is yours will eventually. Basta ganun, guys. Na ano ko, hindi ko ma-figure out yung exact terminology or yung saying. Whatever is yours for keeping will eventually be yours. Something like that, guys. Basta, tingnan nyo na lang, guys. Basta yun na yun. Okay, let's start reading and focus on the book again para matapos na to. Wala tayong eme-eme. Kasi, it's been a while. Kasi, tsaka sinabi ko sa'yo, we have to finish this, like, before Chinese New Year. So, dapat na talaga nating matapos to, guys, ha? Listen. Okay? So, Gottfried, another one of the men interviewed by our University of Chicago team, provides a similar example. As a child, Gottfried na lang, guys, kasi I'm not sure if it's Gottfried. Gottfried was very close to his mother, and his memories of those early years are sunny and warm. But before he turned 10, his mother developed cancer and died in great pain. The young boy could have felt sorry for himself and become depressed, or he could have adopted hardened cynicism as a defense. Instead, he began to think of the disease of his personal enemy and swore to defeat it. In time, he earned a medical degree and became a research oncologist, and the results of his work have become part of the pattern of knowledge that eventually will free mankind of this scourge. In this case, again, a personal tragedy becomes transformed into a challenge that can be met. In developing skills to meet that challenge, the individual improves the lives of other people. Ever since Freud, psychologists have been interested in explaining how early childhood trauma leads to adult psychic dysfunction. This line of causation is fairly easy to understand, more difficult to explain, and more interesting is the opposite outcome. The instances when suffering gives a person the incentive to become a great artist, a wise statesman, or a scientist. If one assumes the external events must determine psychic outcomes, then it makes sense to see the neurotic response to suffering as normal and the constructive response as defense or sublimation. So it's Monday today, you have to wear white. You know, start your week with purity. Mami ko segue, continue. But if one assumes that people have a choice in how they respond to external events and what meaning they attribute to suffering, then one can interpret the constructive response as normal and the neurotic one as a failure to rise to the challenge, as a breakdown in the ability to flow. What makes some people able to develop a coherent purpose while others struggle through an empty of meaningless life? There is no simple answer, of course, because whether a person will discover a harmonious theme in the apparent chaos of experience is influenced by many factors. Both internal and external, it is easier to doubt that life makes sense if one is more deformed, poor, and oppressed. But even here, this is not inevitably the case. Antonio Gramsci, the philosopher of humane socialism and a man who left a profound mark on recent European thought, was born a hunchback in a miserable peasant hovel. As he was growing up, his father was jailed for many years, and the family could barely survive from day to day. So I remember so many people that are like this, like they have to survive way back before. But life is a bit easier before. But you know, guys, yung day to day that they have to survive, parang isang kahig, isang tuka, something like that. I know many of my friends, which are extremely successful right now, have like a really dark past, or basta, guys, it's not a good story to tell, but they have overcome it, and I'm really happy for them that they do, and I did too somehow. But hindi naman kami yung super, but you know, there are people that are actually living like this. So we really have to be understanding, diba? Especially if you don't know those kind of person. Hi guys, so ayan, actually natapos ko na yung for the day's video kaso hindi ko alam bakit hindi siya na-save. 'Di ba? Nakakaasar siya actually. So you have to read it all over again. So I don't know. That's why yung storage ng phone ko is too much. Maybe that's why. Actually not maybe. It's really the reason. Okay, so I will reread this for you. So listen up guys kasi actually twice ko na siyang binasa. Hindi lang na-save yung sakit sa heart. So Antonio was so sickly as a child that for years his mother is said to have dressed him in his best clothes every evening and laid him out to sleep in a coffin, expecting him to be dead by morning. Altogether, it was not a very promising start. Yet, despite these and many other handicaps, Gramsci struggled to survive and even succeeded in getting himself an education, and he did not stop when he achieved a modest security as a teacher. For he had decided that what he really wanted from life was to struggle against the social conditions that broke his mother's health and destroyed his father's honor. He ended up being a university professor, a deputy in parliament, and one of the most fearless leaders against fascism until the very end. Before he finally died in one of Mussolini's prisons, he wrote beautiful essays about the wonderful world that could be ours if we stopped being fearful and greedy. There are so many examples of this type of personality that one certainly cannot assume a direct causal relation between external disorder in childhood and internal lack of meaning later in life. Thomas Edison, as a child, was sickly, poor, and believed to be retarded by his teacher. Eleanor Roosevelt was a lonely, neurotic young girl. Albert Einstein's early years were filled with anxieties and disappointments, yet they all ended up in inventing powerful and useful lives for themselves. If there is a strategy shared by these and by other people who succeed in building meaning into their existence, it is one so simple and obvious that it is almost embarrassing to mention. Yet, because it is so often overlooked, especially nowadays, it will be valuable to review it. The strategy consists in extracting from the order achieved by past generations patterns that will help avoid disorder in one's own mind. Okay? So there is much knowledge or well-ordered information accumulated in culture ready for this use. Great music, architecture, art, poetry, drama, dance, philosophy, and religion are there for anyone to see as examples of how harmony can be imposed on chaos. Yet so many people ignore them, expecting to create meaning in their lives by their own devices. To do so is like trying to build up material culture from scratch in each generation. No one in his right mind would want to start reinventing the will, fire, electricity, and the million objects and processes that we now take for granted as part of the human environment. So this is so true, right? So right now, most of us take it for granted, the things that we have right now. So wag kayo ganon guys. Wag tayo ganyan. That's bad. So, instead, we learn how to make these things by receiving ordered information from teacher, from books, from models. So, what's the benefit from the knowledge of the past and eventually surpass it? To discard the hard-won information on how to live accumulated by our ancestors, or to expect to discover a viable set of goals all by oneself and is misguided hubris. The chances of success are about as good as in trying to build an electron microscope without the tools and knowledge of physics. So people who as adults develop coherent life themes often called that when they were very young, their parents told them stories and read from books. We're done na guys. Again, inulit ko tong i-film kasi hindi na save a while ago. So I hope this will be okay na. Okay, so thank you guys for listening and thank you for Wait lang. Ayan guys, so nasa mid ako. Wait lang, oh my god. So yan. Please be safe and I'm gonna film again, ha? Wait nyo lang.